Peace and blessings, my sisters and brothers. This is Kaprapata, aka Ancient Wisdom Keeper. Today I'm going to talk about Enoch and who he was. Now, there may be those of you who are familiar with Enoch, and Enoch carries a fascinating and complex history woven through ancient Judaism, early Christianity, and mystical traditions across Africa and the Near East. Though attributed to Enoch, the seventh patriarch from Adam, this text is what you would call pseudepigraphal. In other words, it was written by unknown authors who ascribed it to Enoch to lend its spiritual authority. Now, there's origins and compositions we're going to look into a little bit more. The earliest portion of First Enoch, especially the Apocalypse of Weeks, are believed to have been composed just before the Maccabean revolt around 167 BCE. Other sections, like the Book of Watchers in the Astronomical Book, likely date from the 3rd to 2nd centuries BCE. These writings were originally in Hebrew or Aramaic, though the full surviving versions exist only in Ge'ez, the ancient Ethiopic language. Fragments of the text were found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, confirming its popularity among the Essene community at Qumran. Now, the book is a composite of 5 major sections, each with distinct themes: angelic rebellion, cosmic judgment, celestial calendars, and messianic prophecy. Its apocalyptic style and symbolic language influenced with later Jewish and Christian texts, including the Book of Revelation. Despite its early prominence, First Enoch was excluded from most biblical canons except for the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which continues to revere it as scripture. Now, we're going to get a little bit deeper into this because we want to look into its rediscovery and its influence. After being lost to Europe for centuries, First Enoch was rediscovered in the late 1700s when a Scottish explorer by the name of James Bruce brought the Ge'ez manuscript from Ethiopia. Now, Ge'ez is to the Orthodox Church of Ethiopia as to what the Latin language is to the Catholic Church. It was translated into English in the 19th century, sparking renewed interest among scholars and mystics as well. The book's blend of Iranian, Chaldean, Greek, and Cometian, aka Egyptian, influence and elements made it especially appealing to esoteric and Gnostic circles. Early Christian writers such as Tertullian and Clement of Alexandria referred Enoch and the New Testament book of Jude directly and quoted Jude 1:14 to 1:15. Suggested its influence persisted even after its exclusion from the canon itself. Now, today, the Book of Enoch is studied not only for its theological insights, but also its cosmological depth, its angelic hierarchies, and prophetic symbolism, making it a vital text for those exploring multidimensional spirituality and ancient wisdom. The Book of Enoch, also known as First Enoch, is an ancient Jewish apocalyptic text attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. Though not part of most biblical canons, it was revered in early Jewish and Christian circles, especially within the Ethiopian Orthodox tradition. The book is a composite of several sections: the Book of Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Book of Dream Visions, and the Epistles of Enoch. Each segment unveils layers of divine mysteries, cosmic justice, and prophetic insight. Now, central to the narrative is the tale of the Watchers, angels who descended to earth and defied divine law by mating with human women, producing what are called the Nephilim. Now, Nephilim are described as giants. The word Nephilim itself is translated often to mean fallen ones. The Nephilim are also described as bringing forth forbidden knowledge and corrupting humanity and triggering divine judgment. Enoch is chosen as an intermediary, ascending into the heavens to plead for mercy and divine deliverance. So that he brings the message between God and the rebellious angels and so on. And he translates that information to humans so that we'll be able to understand what's going on and what we need to do to get right. So the text emphasizes themes of cosmic order, divine retribution, and restoration of righteousness. And beyond its mythic drama, the Book of Enoch offers a sophisticated cosmology. It describes celestial calendars, the movement of heavenly bodies, and visions of future judgment. Enoch's revelations serve as both warning and hope, condemning the wicked while promising paradise to the just. Its influence echoes through later apocalyptic literature, including the Book of Revelation and various mystical traditions. Now, who exactly was Enoch? The word Enoch means initiate. So Enoch appears briefly, but probably in the canonical Bible, aka King James Bible if you may, the Old Testament and so on. Genesis 5:24. He is described as one who walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. This cryptic passage suggests that Enoch was translated into heaven without experiencing death, a fate shared only by the prophet Elijah. His lifespan of 365 years, symbolically resonant with the solar cycle, hinting at his role as a cosmic timekeeper and spiritual architect. Now, in the New Testament, Enoch is honored in Hebrews 11:5, his unwavering faith, and also Jude in 1:14 to 1:15, quotes directly from the Book of Enoch, affirming his prophetic voice. Rabbinical literature and mystical traditions elevate Enoch even further, portraying him as a scribe of divine judgment. And in some texts, it says that he is transformed into an angel called Metatron. And this angel is crazy. He's got like eyes all in his wings. He's got like gang of wings. I'm talking about like big old huge wings. This being is huge, kind of like on a cosmic scale. So Metatron would be God's celestial scribe and intermediary. This metamorphosis from human to angelic being reflects themes of resurrection, ascension, and divine embodiment. Enoch's legacy transcends any mere biography. He can also represent a symbol of spiritual purity, cosmic alignment, and prophetic authority. His journey from earth to heaven mirrors the soul's ascent through layers of consciousness, and his role as intercessor foreshadows messianic and priestly archetypes. In mystical traditions, Enoch is not just a man, he is a template for a divine being, that is, a priestly being. And his role as intercessor foreshadows both messianic and priestly archetypes. In mystical traditions, he is also of divine becoming. Now, the name Enoch was originally pronounced Enoch in the Hebrew tongue, and like I mentioned earlier, it means initiated one. He was an initiate into the secrets of the universe or divine knowledge. And they also talk about Enoch and the 10 heavens. So the Book of Enoch unveils a vast angelic hierarchy and a multi-layered heaven, unlike anything in canonical scriptures. Enoch encounters angels such as Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, each with a distinct role. Michael is the warrior, Gabriel is the messenger, Raphael is the healer, Uriel is the illuminator of divine mysteries. For those familiar with the Western magical system, you'll recognize these four angels, as mentioned. Now, these beings guide Enoch through the realms of light and judgment, revealing the architecture of divine governance. In second Enoch, Enoch ascends through the heavens, each with unique functions and inhabitants. The first heaven holds clouds, stars, atmospheric phenomena. The second is a prison of darkness for rebellious angels who are stuck there to judgment. The third reveals or contains both paradise and a frozen realm of torment. So hell, it may be a hot place, but this realm is a cold place, juxtaposing mercy and judgment. So heaven reveals, the higher celestial temples, angelic choirs, and the tree of life, rooted in Eden and nourished by rivers of milk, honey, wine, and oil. The highest realms, especially those of the seventh, going beyond, that deals with those reserved for the angels of the presence, like the cherubim, the seraphim, and the throne of God. Here Enoch witnesses the divine face and receives sacred knowledge and is transformed. These heavens are not just spatial, but they represent states of consciousness, divine order, and cosmic law. Enoch's ascent is a spiritual initiation, mapping the soul's journey from earthly density to celestial sovereignty. We're going to talk some more about Enoch. I'm not finished with Enoch yet, but we're going to wrap it up for now, family. Until next time. Hope to see you then. Peace.